Good afternoon, everyone. Shalom. I'm Shosh Bedrosian from the National Public Diplomacy Directorate here in the Prime Minister's office. I'll be taking a few questions after a couple of brief points to share with you today. First, on Lebanon. This week, the fourth high-level trilateral meetings between Israel, Lebanon, and the United States took place, achieving something unprecedented. For the first time, all three parties are aligned in their determination to keep Iran's terror proxy, Hezbollah, out of the equation. These meetings reflect a growing recognition that Lebanon must be freed from the terror influence of this Iranian-backed terrorist organization, which threatens Israel's security while depriving the Lebanese people of their freedom and their sovereignty. As Ambassador Leiter said, these discussions represent another important step towards facilitating peace between Israel and Lebanon. Now, the parties share a clear understanding that Hezbollah must be disarmed and that southern Lebanon must be demilitarized in accordance with existing commitments. The negotiations are actively ongoing with the goal of advancing a durable ceasefire and creating the conditions for greater stability and security for both of our nations. I can also confirm that Hezbollah launched mortar shells that hit a UNIFIL position and killed a UN personnel member in southern Lebanon. The IDF said overnight Hezbollah launched several mortar shells that landed inside of a UNIFIL force position in the Dibin area in southern Lebanon, killing a UN personnel member and injuring 2 other people. Israel's military makes it clear that an examination of the launch trajectory clearly indicates that the fire was carried out by the Hezbollah terrorist organization. Next, on Iran. Many of you likely heard the Prime Minister's interview on CNBC yesterday. Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump stand united on the objectives when it comes to Iran. This includes finishing and ensuring there is no nuclear program in Iran, that the Ayatollah regime doesn't pose a threat to the state of Israel, the Middle East, and the United States, and the rest of the free world. Iran has been devastated since Operation Rising Lion last June, which was nearly a year ago now, and now since Operation Roaring Lion, which was launched a few months ago. The regime is feeling immense pressure, economically crumbling, and militarily, we've crushed their capabilities. Prime Minister Netanyahu said the people are rising up. We've seen protests and defections. The Ayatollahs are isolated. However, regimes like Iran's don't fall on a schedule. Israel will be ready to support a democratic, peaceful Iran. I'll now take a few questions. So these are the questions that were sent to us ahead of time. Just going to go through and read them and answer on what I can share. Rina from AL Monitor. Naeem Qassem just rejected the Lebanon deal. What does it mean as far as the agreement? Minister Katz said that if Hezbollah fires at Israel, the IDF will fire at Beirut. Is this in agreement with the Americans? Can you confirm that the IDF started withdrawing from Dibin? We are not in negotiations with Hezbollah. I'll make that very, very clear. Israel, Lebanon, and the United States, we are working towards a ceasefire with a mutual understanding that Hezbollah will be disarmed and southern Lebanon will be demilitarized. These negotiations are actively taking place to achieve this ceasefire. And to be clear, like I said, we are not negotiating with Hezbollah. Now, your question on UNIFIL. Israel strongly condemns Hezbollah's attack on a UNIFIL base in southern Lebanon. We expect a clear condemnation of Hezbollah totally by countries, in addition to media coverage, making sure that they are covering this story as it happens. Steve Shear from Reuters. When will the ceasefire in Lebanon come into effect, and will it cover all of Lebanon? Now, I'm not going to actually get into any specifics when it comes to this, like I said, as these negotiations are ongoing. But like I said, and I will reiterate, Hezbollah needs to be disarmed and southern Lebanon demilitarized. Or Shaked from Israel Hayom. The trilateral statement produced mention that the parties would reconvene the political and security tracks the week of June 22nd with a view towards reaching a comprehensive agreement. What is the likelihood of producing such an agreement by the end of June? There's nothing I can share with you on that at this time. Danielle from LA7 Italian TV. Who will be responsible for disarming Hezbollah if the Lebanese armed forces fail to do so? And are there any concerns about Hezbollah infiltrating those same forces? What I can share with you is that negotiations between Israel and Lebanon are continuing to advance this week, like I said in the briefing, based on a clear understanding, and I will continue to reiterate, that Hezbollah is disarmed and southern Lebanon is demilitarized. These negotiations are actively taking place to achieve this ceasefire. Matt Duran from ABC Australia. If the ceasefire announced in Lebanon holds and is agreed to by all parties at some point in the future, does Israel still plan to remain inside Lebanese territory for an extended period of time, or would it withdraw from Lebanese territory as a condition for peace? Now, there's nothing specific I can share with you at this time, but if Israel has learned anything after October 7th, we will never allow a genocidal terrorist organization to sit anywhere near our borders here in Israel. That includes all of our borders. Those are the questions that we've received. Thank you very much for tuning in at this time. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks so much.